This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
He spent more than 3 decades behind bars for a crime that didn't hurt anyone. And today, advocates rallied in St. Louis County, hoping to see Paige Spears walk free. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Paige Spears was sentenced to 1,000 years in prison for an armed robbery. He served more than 30 years of that sentence, but still isn't eligible for parole. Holden Kurwicki is live at the St. Louis County Courthouse to explain why Spears is still locked up. Holden.
Well, and Mike, I've visited with Paige Spears inside of that prison, and by all accounts, he is the model inmate. He's actually taken every class that the Missouri Department of Corrections offers for education and even teaches reentry to other inmates. But a legal loophole could keep him in prison until 2029 unless Governor Parson steps in. Outside of the Buzz Westfall Center in Clayton,
Free Paige Spears!
A familiar chant is once again filling the air.
Free Paige Spears!
He's my son, and he's changed his life.
Paige been in prison 36 years now.
He needs to go home.
In 1988, Spears was sentenced to life after an armed robbery of a Ferguson liquor store in which no shots were fired and no one was hurt.
When my sentence was read off and he told me I had life plus 30 years, I was blown away by that. And I really take full responsibility for the crime that I committed, but I didn't physically hurt anybody.
This was a crime that was not violent in nature. It was no one hurt. In fact, one of the victims indicated that basically she thought that the punishment was excessive.
At the time, a life sentence required 40 years in prison before being eligible for parole. But despite that law being repealed in 1994, it isn't retroactive.
Basically, he should be out of that prison.
For years, St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell has continued to reiterate that Spears has paid his debt to society, yet remains incarcerated as a result of a law since repealed. Under these circumstances, Mr. Spears should be released, but Bell adds that he doesn't have that power.
Paige doesn't belong in prison. Wesley Bell saying Paige don't belong in prison. So if he don't belong in prison, then why don't you just file the motion, give it to the judge? The judge can bring Paige back into court.
According to multiple legal experts, since Spears has already filed multiple appeals, this case may take a pardon from Governor Parson to get resolved.
Injustice anywhere is indeed injustice everywhere.
Please, we asking you, do the right thing. Free Paige Spears.
I don't care how small Paige Spears is compared to some national figure. Okay, I won't go there, okay? But he deserves the same type of service and justice as anyone else.
A spokesperson for Governor Parson's office told me today that they have received Spears' petition for a pardon, but at this point no decision has been made. It is worth noting that that petition was sent over 2 years ago. Reporting live in Clayton, Holden Kurwicki, 5 on your side.
It's been more than 2 years since Caitlin Anderson and James Brooks were killed on the job. A driver hit the MoDOT workers on Telegraph Road in South St. Louis County. Today, their families asked Missouri lawmakers to help make sure it never happens again. Justina Cornell is here with details. Justina.
And family members tell me it was an emotional but important moment to speak during public hearings today. Both Anderson's mom and Brooks' wife sat down with me talking about the improvements they want. In 2021, James Brooks and Kaylin Anderson, who was 6 months pregnant at the time, were working along Telegraph Road when they were hit by a car. The families believe MoDOT could have done more to protect them. They said the agency failed to have a protective truck, potentially preventing their deaths. Now, there are 3 bills in the Missouri State House that would protect employees on the job. Now, that ranges from compensation for victims, agency accountability, and protecting workers from being endangered. The loss of their loved ones brought both women together, fighting to prevent this pain for anyone else.
Unfortunately, the day that I lost Caitlin and Jax, she lost her husband too. So I knew from the jump that I had to connect with her and fight together.
So we're like family now. We united. So whatever needs to be done, I'm there, and she knows that.
We reached out to MoDOT and they said as a matter of policy, MoDOT does not comment on potential legislation. Right now, Anderson's family is involved in a wrongful death lawsuit against MoDOT supervisors. That case is heading to the Missouri Supreme Court.
Justina, thanks. Now to continuing coverage in the case against Daniel Riley. He's the driver accused in the crash that caused a Tennessee teen to lose her legs.
Our Christine Byers was at day 2 of his trial today and joins us live outside the Carnahan Courthouse downtown.
Mike and Kelly, the prosecution got pretty far today, calling a total of 7 witnesses to the stand. That included 5 police officers, an accident reconstructionist, and a toxicology expert. The toxicology expert testified Daniel Riley had THC, fentanyl, and codeine in his blood. Jurors also learned the black box data from Riley's car showed he accelerated from 5 miles an hour to 45 miles an hour in the 5 seconds before the crash. An accident reconstructionist also showed jurors 3D animations of how the crash happened. He created models from 2 different angles. Prosecutors also asked every officer what Daniel Riley's demeanor was like after the crash.
Calm, collected, not animated.
Nonchalant demeanor, non-remorseful. He was relatively calm for what he just went through. I would say he was more concerned about himself than the child that was injured in the accident.
Nonchalant, just nonchalant.
Okay. Relaxed.
He's relaxed.
Now, Daniel Riley's friends and family have taken up 2 rows inside the courtroom all week. Janae Edmondson's father has been there since the beginning as well. His wife is expected to testify tomorrow, and Janae Edmondson is expected to testify last on behalf of the prosecution. And the judge has told jurors he's hoping that this trial will be wrapped up before the weekend. Live outside the courthouse in downtown St. Louis, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Tonight, Toyota workers in Troy, Missouri are the first to go public with a campaign to join the United Auto Workers. This comes after more than 1/3 of workers said they were working with low wages and unsafe conditions. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer reports from Troy with more on this historic development.
The United Auto Workers announced Wednesday more than 30% of non-union workers at the Troy, Missouri Toyota plant signed union authorization cards. Dr. Doug Swanson, a labor and workforce development specialist, was not too surprised.
It was kind of expected in some ways after seeing the outcome of the UAW strike last year.
United Auto Workers released a video campaign called We Keep Toyota Running. The video details workers' concerns, including low wages and safety concerns, while building cylinders for engines.
People say Toyota engines last forever. Here in Troy, Missouri, we know what makes that possible.
The union says Troy workers received a pay increase after the big 3 automakers went on strike last year, but that non-union Troy workers are still making more than $4 an hour less than unionized workers. Toyota's spokesperson released a statement saying in part, Toyota has no way to verify or determine the accuracy of the statements made by the UAW. We do not believe a third party at our manufacturing facilities would enhance the results, stability, or team member experience that we have achieved together. Dr. Swanson says if Toyota workers are successful in joining the union, it could help Troy's economy.
If workers have more money to spend, they're going to spend it on groceries, in the stores, in the communities where they live.
Toyota in Troy is joining 3 other non-union plants nationwide where workers have gone public with their campaign, a Volkswagen plant in Tennessee and a Mercedes and Hyundai plants in Alabama.
Hiring and keeping the best teachers. The big boost in pay coming to St. Louis public schools.
We're tracking the most widespread rain potential we've seen in quite some time across the area. When that rain starts, how much will fall, and what your weekend ahead looks like.
Emo's Pizza. Order Emo's, collect squares, get free pizza. Sign up today on the Emo's Pizza app or website.
Raise the bar with Flight by Yingling. Low carb, low calorie, more taste. Brewed for the generation that's always reaching for more.
I thought it was Mom.
Well, he
Flight
says
by
it's
Yingling,
Mama at
the
many
next
of those
generation of light beer.
Since the program is
Okay.
so flexible with my
so funny
schedule,
how
my
people-
work and everything, I'm able to work a full-time job and also go to school. St. Louis College of Health Careers had a good opportunity for me to further my education and become a registered nurse.
Hi, I'm Michael Sims, owner of Platinum Roofing. 20 years ago when I started Platinum Roofing, my #1 priority was integrity to our customers and workmanship. In the last 20 years, that commitment has even grown stronger.
Remember, when you're ready to replace your roof, call my dad and he'll take care of you the same way he takes care of us.
Everyone knows Stanley Steamer is the one to call for professional cleaning. But did you also know we're the ones to call in a water emergency? With a fleet of over 3,000 vans, we get there fast, 24/7. Our certified technicians remove the water you can see and the water you can't. They thoroughly test every area and document it all for your insurance company. We hope this never happens to you, but if it does, call 1-800-STEAMER.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Need a new car, but not sure which dealer to choose? It's easy. You always save more at Suntrip in South County. Pick from Missouri's best inventory. More than 1,000 new Nissan, Kia, Hyundai, Genesis, and Volkswagen models. And make 0 payments for 3 full months. Or find out why nobody can match Suntrip's pre-owned selection. Shop 600 pre-owned choices.
Right now, a manhunt is underway in St. Francis County. Michael Pender is wanted on several felony charges, including sodomy and arson. This morning, a deputy tried to arrest him at a convenience store in Iron Mountain. Pender fought her off and took off in an ATV. The officer tried to grab hold of the vehicle and was dragged. She went to the hospital with arm injuries. Pender was last seen near Iron Mountain Lake, west of Farmington. Deputies say he is armed and dangerous. If you spot him, you're asked to call 911 immediately.
Today, we know the identity of the man killed in a downtown crash last week. Police say Antoine Foster was driving on Convention Plaza when he crashed into another car, causing his car to roll onto its roof. Foster was rushed to the hospital where he died. Police still don't know what exactly caused these two cars to crash, but right now city leaders are looking into ways to stop violent crashes like this one from happening.
Tonight, leaders for St. Louis Public Schools are reacting to an historic pay raise for teachers. Teachers will receive a 17% pay increase over the next 3 years. The Board of Education approved the deal with the union last night. District leaders hope the pay raise will help attract and retain top educators.
I think it's really going to change the mindset and letting people see that we really do genuinely understand the impact and how important, finances are when it comes to trying to raise a family. And this is where we have to start.
The American Federation of Teachers says the pay raise is also great for the classroom. The raises will take effect on July 1st.
That's what a caucus does. It takes your vote away.
The reasons this Republican voter feels humiliated after trying to cast her vote this weekend. It's the best time on the basketball calendar. We'll get you ready for Arch Madness in St. Louis, coming up in sports.